Now, can you see my slideshow?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, great. All right. So what I want you to know is I am going to put this slideshow up on the team page, so don't feel like you have to write down everything that's on these slides. You will get this whole PowerPoint, so you can really just sit back and listen. What we're going to go over is we're going to touch on the comp plan, we're going to touch on the products, we're going to go over marketing tips, and also just different tips for success with the business. There will be more in-depth training on each of these subjects that are already on my team page, and also we're going to do a whole new series about the products coming up really soon, where we will go one by one through the products to make sure you have the information you need. But it's just too much to get into depth in 1 hour when we're trying to go through so much other stuff. As we go through this, there will be a lot of things where I'll say, like, you want to Facebook message people. On my page, you can find examples of Facebook messages to send people. Or I might say, you do a post about your why you are doing Plexus. You'll find examples of all those things on my team page. And if you need help finding them, ask your sponsor or ask me, and we can tag you in them. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's get going. First of all, I really want you guys to know who your upline is, because you have this amazing upline. So this is all these people here are your upline. First of all, I'm down on the bottom right corner, so that's me and my kids, and I should possibly be ranking up to a senior Ruby ambassador today, but if that doesn't happen, it will for sure be next month. But I am a Ruby ambassador right now. To the bottom left is my sponsor, Roz. So Rosalind Payne and I went to high school together. I've known her since we were teenagers, and just the most down-to-earth, awesome person. She's my sponsor, and she made it to the top of the company, Diamond, and then went back. You get to re-enroll underneath yourself. So she is now Diamond Gold. These numbers that you see here are the average given by the Plexus income statement, but I can tell you for sure, because I know these people, that they're making more than this. But we just try to only use the numbers that we can vouch for based on the Plexus income statement. She's definitely making more than this. And this is my friend Roz. And so when I saw how successful she was doing this, Rosie is just a normal person, I thought there's absolutely no way I cannot do this too. So the top right corner is Celeste. Celeste and Roz are best friends, and they know each other because their kids go to this tiny private school together, McKinney Christian Academy. And Roz signed up under Celeste. Celeste has gone double diamond. So she reached the top of the company, went back down underneath herself, and has reached the top of the company again. She, the last time I heard, is making about $220,000 a month. And then top left is Jennifer. That is another of her best friends who Celeste signed up under and also made it all the way to the top of the company, Diamond Ambassador. So when I tell you you have a successful upline and all you have to do is follow in the footsteps of these people and do what I'm telling you they trained me to do and I'm passing on to the team, I really, truly mean it. And the funny thing is, it's not like there's anything necessarily special about these people. Jennifer, up here in the top left, her mom just went Emerald. And Roz, my sponsor, she has a girl on her team, Andrea. Andrea went Diamond. She's at the top of the company. And then her sister just went Emerald. So it's kind of like all these people who are just friends, family members are able to do it, which is why I knew from the get-go, all right, there is something to this and I can absolutely do it. So that's why I decided to really go for the business once I decided to go for the business. But I first started as a customer, and I'll tell you about that in just a minute. So this is me, and this is my journey. I just want to share with you a little bit about who's speaking right now. So the top left is my before and after picture. And like I said, I started as a customer, and I just really wanted to lose a little bit of weight, and for a beach trip that I was going on, it was just totally, vanity, wanted to lose some weight. And then I ended up feeling so much better. My cholesterol, lipids, glucose, everything improved. My blood pressure improved. I was sleeping better through the night. I had so much energy all day long. My restless leg syndrome was gone. My sugar cravings were gone. My brain fog was gone. It just changed my life. And that's when I thought, wow, I never in a million years thought I was going to do network marketing. But this I can stand behind. This I want to share with my friends. And I was sharing with everybody anyway. So I'm also the picture on the bottom right with all the things that it's done for me. But this is really just my journey, some of the fun stuff that I've gotten to do through Plexus. I've won a trip to Leaders Retreat in Florida, which is the bottom left. They have a really fun Halloween party that they do. We dress up for. And I won a trip to Washington, D.C. Actually, I had a few people on my team win that trip, and we all went together. We just went there last September. That was fun. And we've had a couple different conventions where they do fun things. We had private concerts by Leanne Rimes. We had a private concert by Jewel. She's the one on the bottom there. And anyway, we just have a whole lot of fun. So the journey is so much fun, especially when you get your friends on board and you're doing it together. It just makes the whole thing even better. And honestly, I will tell you, my favorite part, and you'll see this as you get into this business, my favorite part is getting the messages from my friends and my family members telling me how their cholesterol has dropped now to normal ranges, or they've been able to come off of their anxiety and depression meds, or, you know, reduce other meds, or their autoimmune disease symptoms are so much better and they feel like they have their life back. These are messages that I get from people all the time. And it's why I'm so passionate about it. So just wait till you start getting those messages. You'll be in tears. I am, always. All right, I'm going to tell you just a little bit about the company. It's the 8th fastest growing private company in the US, which is outstanding. It's growing at a 3-year growth rate of 16,000%. And it's really just because the products are so amazing. We're still at the point where this is the ground floor. We have about 300 and something thousand ambassadors. That's really still the ground floor. There's so much opportunity, but the company is growing like wildfire throughout the US, and we're in a few other countries as well. And truly one of the things that I think makes it unique is these are not, and I am not by any means knocking companies that are selling the candles and the bags and the all the nails and all those other things. I buy a lot of those products. I really like them. But I don't feel like it's something that I personally would sell because I like the business model, Plexus, where we don't have any inventory and everything's done online. But most importantly, I like that they're products that people truly need. We have a huge audience for who needs. I mean, everybody can use Plexus. It's not just targeted to a small niche. And they're products that are consumed every single month and reordered every single month. So once you have your customers and they're reordering, that's work up front that pays off long term. And then we do have the very best comp plan. I never looked at comparing comp plans before. I never was interested in doing network marketing before. So it just kind of happened that when I got into Plexus, I started understanding how the comp plan is laid out. The Plexus comp plan is so generous. They give 50% back to their ambassadors, and that's why people see that they can make great money right from the beginning. It's not just the people at the very top making great money. I have people in their very first month that are able to make $500 or $1,000. You know, everybody's different. You can't compare your journey. It depends on how much time and effort you put in, how large your network is, but you can always grow your network. I'm continuously growing my network because I kind of had a small network when I got started. I only had 100 Facebook friends when I got started, but now I have almost 600. I just continue to grow it. So wherever you are now doesn't have to define where you go with it. And we talked about the residual income, which is amazing. Okay, so I just want to share with you too, the products truly are life-changing, and you may be new to the products, or maybe you've been on the products for a long time and you already know that they're amazing, but I'm here to tell you they are phenomenal. These are just a few pictures of different friends of mine, the before and after pictures, and this is just weight loss, and weight loss is just one tiny component of what Plexus does for people. These are all just some of my good friends. Okay, so once you decide you're really going to go for it and you make it to the top levels of the company, which is where I'm headed. After Senior Ruby, I become Emerald. Emerald is where all these perks start. So once you hit Emerald, you get a free Lexus. You get a choice of 4 different, I think I I need to add on here, they added the NX, but you get a choice of 4 different Lexuses, which are white when you're emerald. Once you get to diamond, you get a choice of 4 other Lexuses that are the bigger ones, and they're black. Plexus Convention, everybody can go to. Leaders Retreat, you can win. That's the one that I was telling you I've won twice. And then when you hit emerald, you get to go to Hawaii, and you get to bring a spouse with you, or anybody you want to bring a guest. And that's every year. That's not just once, that's every year. There's all kinds of fun bonuses and contests and things like that. And really, the thing is, as your team grows, you're going to build a team under you, and then those people build a team under them. You're getting paid on all of those. So as your team grows, you get paid more. And the great thing is, the bigger your team is, the faster it grows. And really, like I said, it's very gratifying. This is like nothing else I've ever done. I've worked for the American Heart Association, and I've worked in wound care with Johnson & Johnson. I've worked for some great companies doing a lot of good, and I still feel like this is the most gratifying thing I've ever done. So here's just some pictures there's Roz with her check and with her Lexus, and this is actually a picture of Hawaii, where you go at the Fairmont, and they give you all these fun little perks and everything. So I do want to share with you how much you can actually make, because I do know in some of these other companies, those lower levels, you're really not making much of anything. And with Plexus, like I said, from the get-go, you can be making really good money. Silver, you're just adding 3 people to your team. That's all it is. You've added 3 people to your team, and this is the average income, $200 to $1,500 a month. So right now, I'm about to go Senior Ruby, so I'm in that red category. And then my next step will be Emerald, where you're guaranteed that you're getting 6-figure income, and then it just goes up from there. So, and it's really whatever you want to do. I mean, some people just want to earn a little bit of extra side money, and some people want to go for the 6-figure income. And some people change their mind as they go. I'm going to do a really quick summary of the compensation plan, because I guarantee you the compensation plan is a little bit complicated, and you may not understand all of it at once, but we have a great video that will walk you through it, and you can always ask your sponsor for more information. For your sales, the first $100 you're not getting paid on, that goes to the company to pay for overhead and everything else. From $101 to $499, you're going to get 15% commission on that. Once you hit $500 in your sales for the month, it's retroactive. So everything over the first 100, you get 25% commission. On top of that, I think I have it down here somewhere, but I'll go through it in a minute, but you get bonuses on your preferred customers as well. So in addition to getting that 25% commission, you get a cash bonus, which is on an upcoming slide on top of that. You start to build your team. Everybody that you personally sponsored is considered your level 1, and you're going to get 5% commission on their sales on everything over $100. Then as you build your team, you get paid on every single ambassador on your team. So for the first 3, levels 1 through 3, you're going to get basically 5 points. And then from there through level 7, it's 1 less point until you get to level 8, where you're not getting paid on them anymore. But we get paid on profit sharing. So every month, based on the sales of the company, each point is worth a different amount. In general, it ends up being about $3 a point. So you can do the math on that. And we'll go through that in just a second too. When you have somebody join your team and they buy a welcome pack, it's great for them and it's great for you, because for them, it's the cheapest they can ever buy the product. They will never get another chance to get products that cheap, and you get paid really well on those welcome packs. So if they buy a $100 welcome pack, you get $25. If they buy the $200 welcome pack, you get $50. And actually, the 4 uplines above them get a percentage of that welcome pack. So as you build your team down 4 levels, when they add somebody, you still get paid on those welcome packs, which is great. Let's see. And then you get additional bonus pools once you reach Emerald, Sapphire, and Diamond. And those are about, Emerald level, it's about another $2,000 a month. Sapphire, I hear, is about $4,000 a month. And Diamond is about another $2,000 to $3,000 a month, on top of everything else you're getting paid on. To me, this was the most intriguing thing about the comp plan, I felt like, is the power of three. Because when I first tried to wrap my mind around, okay, I have to build this huge team in order to make it to Emerald and get my six-figure income and all that stuff, that was really hard for me to swallow. But when it's broken down to the power of three, really all you're doing is you go out and you get your three people. You find three people that want to work the business with you. And everybody has three people, right? You've got your sister, your mom, your aunt, your best friend, your neighbor, your cousin, whoever, your girlfriend who's crazy and will do anything with you. Yeah. Just get your three people, train them, and get them going. Then it's all duplication. You want them to do the exact same thing. They go get three people. That's really all it is. And as you get down to level 7, you have enough points that you're basically making almost $15,000 a month. So to me, that's doable. You go get your three, you train them, you get them going, and then you can start over and get another three, train them and get them going, and that makes your whole journey go even faster. So that's what I do. I get 3 people, I train them, send them on their way. I'm still there to support them, and then I go find 3 more. It's really doable. Okay. Every time you rank up, you do get cash bonuses. So silver, you get $100. I've got tons of silver people on my team. When you get to gold, I got lots of golds too, you get a $250 bonus. These are one-time bonuses. Senior gold is $350, ruby is $500, senior ruby is $750. That's what I'll be getting when I earn my next rank up. And then after that, they take away your one-time bonus because you get to participate in the profit sharing pool, and you're making so much from that that you don't need the one-time cash bonus. So if you fast start and go to gold or above in your first 30 days, they double that bonus. So you can get $700 if you hit gold within your first 30 days, which I'm not saying is easy, but if you want to go for it, we're here to help you. All right, here's what I was talking about before, your preferred customer bonuses. The thing that I love about Plexus is they always make it so it's in the best interest for our customers as well as for us to set things up the way they have it set up. So preferred customers get a discount of about 15% less on their products. And then after their 3 months of ordering continuously, they get an additional about 10% discount for every single month after that. For you, with the preferred customer, as I said, you get additional cash bonuses. So on top of your 15% or your 25% commission, Plexus alone, you get another $15 every single month they order as a preferred customer. So for my preferred customers that are on the triplex, I think it comes out to $40-something a month that I'm making on them. And then if they order more, obviously, you make more. This is probably one of the more confusing things in Plexus, the monthly qualification and your backup order. In order to get paid, you have to have $100 go through your website every month. But the great thing is that can be your own products, which, if you're taking the triplex, you're probably there. If you have other people in your family that are ordering, you're definitely there. Or 1 customer, 2 customers ordering the triplex, you've already hit that. But you have to make sure that you get to $100 either in your purchases or in your sales every month, or you won't get paid on all of your team that's below you. If you don't want $100 to be sent out that month, let's say you don't have any sales and you don't want to pay $100 that month, you're just having a hard month that month. It's okay. You can just turn off your backup order. You won't get any commissions that month, but you are never going to be out money if you don't want to be. That's the great thing. There's no catches, there's no gotchas, there's no commitments with Plexus. Just make sure when you're getting to your $100, you understand that the product value amount that needs to be $100 is not necessarily the same as the cost of the product. For Slim, it is, but for the others like ProBio 5 and X Factor, it's slightly less. Okay. By the way, I'm going to do questions at the end. So if you have questions, write them down. If you want to stick on later, feel free to ask me. So here is basically what I was just talking about with your backup order. Every time you join as an ambassador, your backup order is going to be set up as conditional so that it will not ship out if you've already reached $100. But a lot of people want their backup order to ship every month regardless, because that's just going to be their ongoing monthly product and they don't want to have to think about reordering. If you want to do that, set up an unconditional backup order in addition to your conditional order. You need to have both. The conditional is there in case you don't hit 100, and your unconditional is there just so you can make sure you get your product every single month. And there's instructions here. You just go to shopping, backup order, and you can set whatever day of the month you want it to go out. It doesn't have to go out on the, I think it defaults right now to the 26th, but you can change it to be whatever you want. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. I'd just like to give a tiny bit of history about Plexus so you know where we came from. This is not a brand new company. They started in 2005 as a breast health company, and we still do have some breast health products. And then in 2009 is when they added Plexus Slim, and really things took off a lot. That's when they had such exponential growth rate. They added Accelerator to increase the success of the products, and right now, you know, they're a debt-free company, which means a lot to me. The stability of the company is amazing. We have amazing leaders with so much integrity, and we get all these accolades. I mean, we were named a Morgan Stanley Top 25 Smart Company. We were recognized by Inc. magazine, and in addition to all these, you know, Good Morning America, Dr. Oz, Shape magazine, all those things. So feel confident about the company that you're working with. We have so many dietitians, nutritionists, healthcare professionals, medical professionals, doctors, nurses, chiropractors, health specialists, and we have a ton of them even on just my team, which is really, really exciting. I love that. But, you know, we have doctors that are approving and endorsing our products every day. So feel very confident in that. All right, our product categories, we have weight loss, detox, pain relief, and then just general wellness and body care. And I would recommend that you try to get familiar with all of these. If you can't afford to order all of them up front, that's okay. Just each month maybe order a different product and take it and use it so that you can really talk to people about it, what you loved about it, how it smelled, how it tasted, whatever. You just want to become familiar with the products, and they're all amazing, so you're going to want them anyway. I will say this is our favorite product combo. The Triplex is Slim, ProBio 5, and BioCleanse, and that's really kind of the baseline of what you want people to start with because they've got to balance their body. It's very important to ask them what they're dealing with and what their goals are, but for most people, what they're going to need is the Triplex, Slim, ProBio 5, and BioCleanse to balance their body. We always talk about Plexus is about balancing your body through improved gut health, blood sugar regulation, reducing inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a big problem. So these products will do that. X Factor makes it the Fab 4. That's the other thing we add, which is our vitamin, which is amazing. It's so good. It's got the aloe in it that helps your body absorb the nutrients 300 to 400% better. So really, I can't wait for you guys to be able to dive into each of these products and learn why each one is so unique and why it works so well. But unfortunately, I just don't have the time right now to go through each one. Okay. So I'm just going to put this up here for a second. You can always refer back to it later. Like I said, I'm going to make sure that you have this PowerPoint, and also this slide right here with the product combos is on my team page. But this is kind of a cheat sheet, so when you're talking to people and you're hearing them talk about what issues they're dealing with, you know which products to recommend for them. All right. I'll leave that up for just a second so you guys can look at it. All right, product instructions. When you got started, you should have received product instructions from your sponsor. A lot of people have different tweaks on what they feel like works best, and that's because truly everybody is unique in how their body absorbs the products, and it has a lot to do with what health issues you have going on, if you're taking any other medications, how you're eating, your diet, all that kind of stuff. But in general, it's very important to give your customers instructions on how to take them. Most importantly, they have to be consistent every single day. And this is going to be really key. Some people will think, oh, well, if I just take my Slim every other day, I can space it out and it won't cost me as much money. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. Especially at the beginning. They've got to be consistent. And they have to drink half their body weight in ounces of water every single day. And that's just kind of what's going to help flush out the fat and the toxins and everything. If they're not being consistent with their product and they're not drinking half their body weight in ounces of water, they're probably not going to be successful. So I drill that into people. It's also going to help, and this comes from the inventor of our products, especially Slim. It helps to take a high-protein breakfast and also to add in at least a little bit of exercise. It's crucial. It doesn't have to be a lot, at least something. 20 minutes walk a day is something, and it's going to get the products working better. And I really set expectations up front. Don't go hop on your scale in 5 days and expect to be down 10 pounds. That's not the way it works. I'm sure your sponsor told you. You're going to lose inches first. You're going to see that you're dropping pant sizes. It's not the scale that moves because our products have chromium in there. Slim does. It's going to help with increasing muscle mass. It's really just changing the composition of your body. I tell people, you are going to commit to 60 days. There's no reason why you should commit to 60 days because you can get all your money back. If on day 59 you're not loving it, we'll go get you all your money back. And by the way, the great thing is you can tell your friends and your family, don't feel bad about asking for your money back if you didn't love it because they don't take it out of your commission. And I feel like that gives people a lot more confidence when they are trying to decide if they're going to order. So I tell them, don't look at the scale. You're going to wait for 60 days before you decide what it's doing for you. We always start slowly. So we start with the minimum amount. Excuse me. We're going to start with 1 ProBio 5 and 1 BioCleanse. As a matter of fact, I like to start with BioCleanse first to get everything moving in their body. And then add the ProBio. And every week, add 1. If they're feeling really good. My people who have autoimmune issues and certain other people with a lot of health issues, thyroid issues, I find that they detox really hard. So for them, it might have to be slower even than that. But you want to check in with them and set the expectation up front that you're going to be checking in with them because you have to know. If they're saying that they're feeling bloated, they're having headaches, they're tired, these are very common symptoms of detox. So they probably are not drinking enough water and they need to increase their BioCleanse and they may need to reduce their ProBio 5 and then slowly add back up again. But make sure you're checking in on them. They may think that, oh my gosh, these products are terrible. They're doing all these awful things to me, when really it just means that the products are doing what they're supposed to. They're helping to cleanse their body and detox. It's just not all getting flushed out fast enough. For people who are taking Accelerator and Boost, there is caffeine in there. So make sure you tell people if they are, if they have any heart conditions, if they're taking blood pressure meds, it's probably not for them. I have had doctors that did approve it, but just make sure they take the ingredients to their doctor and their doctor approves it. If they are taking any medications, make sure they space it out by at least 3 hours, especially thyroid medications, things like that. You just want to make sure that you give them enough time to space them out in between. And also our Ease products, which is our pain relief line, does have shellfish in it. So if anyone has a shellfish allergy, they should not take that. And in general, we always just say, you know, take the ingredients to your doctor and have them review and approve it. We very seldom have a doctor say no, but if so, it's probably because they've got some health condition going on that they're worried about. So, all right. Actually, I kind of went through a lot of this, setting the expectations and other tips, talking to them about how it's not just about being skinny. We have so many people who start Plexus because they want to lose weight, but then they end up being like me and so many of my customers and people who join my team, where in the end, the thing that they loved the most was not the fact that they lost those sizes, which they did and they loved, but how it changed their life. So if you start talking to them about all the other health benefits they could be getting, it's going to let them see the value even more. They might not even realize it. I was talking to a girl the other day, and she told me she's nursing, and of course she got approval from her OB-GYN, and I said, is your milk production up? She's like, you know what, it is. And I said, that's Plexus. She's like, I had no idea. I just wondered why all of a sudden my milk production was up. I said, no, that's a common thing. So if you start pointing out some of the benefits, they might not have even realized. They're going to understand, you know, hair and nails growing. so much faster, looking so much better. That's X factor. They might not notice it, but when you point it out, they'll be like, oh yeah, that's right, it is. So we talked about it's in their best interest to be either a preferred customer or an ambassador. Retail, there's no point because they can just always cancel their preferred order if they want to with no penalty. I like to say Boost is best for active people. I find that for people who are more sedentary, it almost makes them a little bit more tired. But for the people who are active, if they're exercising a lot, Boost is fantastic. If they take it before exercising, it increases their endurance and their stamina, and they absolutely love it, and it gives them more energy. Just try to come up with a follow-up schedule. You can do it whenever you want, but the first week, 2 weeks, especially those time frames, you really have to follow up every few days, and then you can start spacing it out. And now I have customers who've been ordering for 2 years. I check in once every 2 months. Hey, are you good? And they're always good. The funny thing is they won't reach out to you. Hardly ever will they reach out to you, even if they're having any issues or they have questions or they're not sure about something. I don't know why, but they usually don't reach out to you. So if you reach out to them, they'll say, actually I was wondering, am I supposed to be taking this before eating or after? Whatever it is, you can help them. Let's see. We already talked about making sure they understand detox and not to give up. And troubleshoot with your customers. If they're not seeing results, maybe they need to try different products because really what works for one person may not be the exact same regimen that works for somebody else. And they might just even need to change up what time of day they're taking their products. It's so funny how it affects people differently. All right, now we're going to get into the marketing. Let me do a quick time check. Okay. All right, marketing. First of all, you are already an ambassador, so you did not get the new Success Kit unless you went to Super Saturday. If you did not, I really recommend that you order the new Success Kits when they become available, which will be in February. But it's great, and it gives you this whole quick start guide to walk you through, things you should be doing. I think it's $17 in your back office when they become available. But they've got so many great little things for you to use. They've got these, I love these brochures that are new. And you can order some of these brochures. And then they have these little thank you cards in them too, which are great. But definitely also order business cards. I just keep business cards with me all the time. You just never know when you're going to be talking to somebody. And it just comes up, and you just hand them a business card with your website on it. You can get them in your back office. You used to be able to get them in your back office. I think you still can. Or you can get them off Etsy. Etsy has a lot of cute different designs. This is very important when you're getting started. Make a list. A lot of people will say make a list of 100, but if that's daunting to you, just make a list of 20 people or 50 people that you would like to share Plexus with. And they have something called a friends list, which is your friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids, parents. Anyway, you just go through your list, right? You'll be surprised how many people you know. You might think you don't know anyone, and you'll just be so surprised by how many people you know. Make a list so you can track it for when you go through. And when you reach out to them however they like to communicate. So you know how you have your friend that likes to always text you, and the other one who calls you, and the other one who Facebook messages you, and the other one who emails you. They're more likely to respond if you do it in the way that they like to communicate. And then really take a minute. If you haven't done this yet, this is a very important thing. Sit down and think about what your why is. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this because you'd like to pay for piano lessons for your daughter that you didn't feel like you could afford before? Are you doing this just to cover the cost of your products? Are you doing this to be able to afford a new car, to quit your job? You want the trip to Hawaii, whatever it is. But when you think about those things, try to dig a little bit deeper than I want a new Louis Vuitton purse every month, and try to think about really what it means for your family to have the stability, whatever it is. Even if it's just the health side, it's okay. Talk about health side, what you wanted out of it. But when you share with people truly why you're doing this, and it could be because you saw what it did for your friend and you were so impressed and you want that for yourself. Share why you're doing this, and it will really resonate with people and they'll understand. And then when you reach out to people, I know this says focus on your dream team first. I would say your first 3 to 5 people maybe don't make it your dream team list, like that person that you know would be a rock star and shoot straight to diamond. I like to practice first on my people where I feel a little more comfortable. If it's, whatever, my cousin or my neighbor or whoever that, I don't know, that I know is going to just laugh at me and we'll laugh together and it won't be any big deal if I mess up. Start with that person first. And once you have it kind of down, practice in the mirror, just talking about it so you're more comfortable. And then reach out to your dream team and tell them why you want them to do this with you, why you thought about them. And we'll talk about that in just a minute too. Begin sharing immediately. And I have so many people say to me, okay, I want to do this business, but I want to have my testimonial first. I want to be able to say, I got off all these meds, my cholesterol dropped 20 points, and I lost 3 sizes. Okay, that would make a fantastic first Facebook post. But you just lost all that opportunity to share with people your journey all along the way of, I'm starting Plexus, and I'm so excited to get started based on what it's doing for my friend who wants to do this with me. And then, I had my first pink drink, and you know what? I really feel like I have more energy today. And then just taking them through that journey with you of, wow, my skinny jeans buttoned up today, or I just got back from the doctor's office and my blood pressure was down. If you share with them your journey, you have so many more touch points with them. You don't have to have anything huge. It can be just minor. Oh my gosh, I woke up so refreshed today. This is the first time I slept through the night in years, which happens all the time to people. And you don't even have to just talk about you. Talk about what it's done for your sponsor. And we're all friends now. And our Plexus team, you can talk about any of us. You know us all now. So you can use other people's testimonies in our team. And then we have other pages full of testimonies of what it's doing for all these other things. All these other people, all these other healthcare conditions, that kind of thing. All right, this is very important too. It says do 5-3-1 daily or weekly. 5-3-1 means you're going to reach out to 5 new people that you've never talked to Plexus about before. And that could be you're standing in line at the grocery store and hear, somebody say that they're really tired and you tell them about Plexus. It could be you are Facebook messaging 5 people. It could be that you were wearing a Plexus t-shirt when you were out at your kid's softball game and somebody asked you about it. But 5 new people, they say daily, and if that's intimidating, you can make it weekly in the beginning, however much time you feel like you want to dedicate to it. But make sure that you're reaching new people. 3 is follow-up. So somebody who liked your Facebook post, follow up with them. Somebody who asked you for more information and you sent them some and then you didn't hear back, follow up with them. Follow-up is key. You can't just send information to people one time and expect them to order. Think about how long it probably took you. It probably took a lot of touch points for you before you actually decided to move forward with it. And it's true for a lot of people. And then 1 is training. Do 1 training either for yourself or somebody on your team because learning is very important to be successful. Okay. Let's see. And I think I already touched on when you reach out to people with the 5 people you're reaching out to, tell them why you thought about them. Share testimonials that would relate to them. So if you have a runner who's somebody who's really athletic and fit, send them a testimonial of somebody who is athletic, a clean eater, and once they started Plexus, they realize they actually did have detoxing to do and they feel so much better. Or if you have somebody with Hashimoto's, send them a Hashimoto's testimonial. Or if you have somebody that you think could use the money, then send them one of the Diamond documentaries. We have little videos of each of our Diamond ambassadors telling about their story. And so I have a list on my team page of who was a teacher, who was a nurse, and you can just send something that's relevant to that person. And then another key thing is I have people say, I can't wait to share about the business, but I don't know everything yet. And I have to wait until I learn all about the products and I know everything there is to know. Well, I'm almost 2 years in and I'm here to tell you you'll never know everything. I'm still learning every day. So don't wait for that. You don't have to. Just know enough to get them excited. Just tell them what you love about it. That's really enough. If they have additional questions, you can always hop on a 3-way call with your sponsor. You can hop on a 3-way Facebook chat with your sponsor or anybody in your upline, and they can answer any of those questions. Or just tell them, I'll get back to you. I don't know yet. I'm kind of new. I'll get the answer for you and get back to them. And people are completely fine with that. try to share about all the products and not just the ones they ask about. Because I always have people say, you know what, I think I want to do Slim and Accelerator. And I go, okay, well, let's talk about, do you have any health issues? What are your goals? We reach down a little bit further. And then I tell them, you know what, I really think you're going to need the triplex, and here's why. Or you're having chronic pain, I think you're going to need ease. Share about other products that might be relevant to them, and also share about the business opportunity. And I hear this all the time from people. I'm just going to tell them about the products, and they're going to be a customer, and they're going to love the products, and then they're going to want to share and go to the business side. Yes, that happens a lot, but there's also a lot of people out there who are barely getting by. And I had one friend say to me once, you can be broke at any income level. And it's really true. As I got into this business, I realized I have friends who live in $500,000 homes and are broke and feel like they couldn't afford $100 for their health every month for these products. There's so many people out there living paycheck to paycheck, and everybody could use an extra $500 a month. I mean, who couldn't? So, or $1,000, or they want to quit their job. You never know what's going on with people's lives. So share about the business opportunity too, and you're going to be really surprised who is interested. Okay, I talked about ordering brochures. Trial packs are another good thing you can do. You can give them away, but just be careful doing that, because that can really add up. You can instead buy trial packs and say, I'm doing a raffle or a contest. The first 3 people who say they want it, they will get it. But make sure that they know that you purchased it so that there's value to it. Or even better, just say, I ordered some sample packs, and for $10, you can buy one from me and try it. Or if you're going to give them away for free, just give away 1 stick of Slim, because the biggest thing is people want to be able to try it and see the flavor and make sure that it tastes good, or at least not bad. It's not some of the milky, chalky stuff. So 1 pack is enough for them. And then we really kind of talked about, just as you go through your day, listen, or when you're looking on Facebook, watch what people are talking about. You're going to see people complaining about the issues that they have, and then you can reach out to them and tell them, hey, this may help you. I thought about you. This may help you. It's worth a try. It's got a 60-day money-back guarantee, and I just was thinking about you. The swag, the Plexus t-shirts, the caps, the cups. I don't know if I have a cup here, but we've got some cute Plexus cups. You just, you're working out at the gym, and you've got your Plexus cup you're drinking out of. Wear that stuff all the time. You'll be surprised about people who'll come up and ask you about it. Okay. We're going to talk about Facebook posting in just a minute, but you want to make sure that you are posting consistently. And they say at least once a day, up to 3 times a day is better. And that's because Facebook is not going to show all of your Facebook audience all of your posts. I promise they don't. That's not how the algorithms work. It would just flood everybody's newsfeed. So they're only seeing a portion of your posts. So if you post 3 times a day, they're probably only seeing 1 of those. You can use Buffer. Buffer is a great app. Download Buffer. You can just sit down Sunday night and put together all your posts to go out for the whole week, and you're done. It schedules them out for you and posts for you. It's fantastic. I always have people ask me, where are you getting all your Facebook posts? Are you making up all of those? No, I'm not making up all those. So if you've been on the team page for a while, you see that you can Facebook friend other people who are on my team or your legs team or outside of our team, and use each other's posts. They're all free to use each other's posts. So also, don't get upset if somebody uses your post. That's just the way we are. We're one Plexus, and we all help each other out. But I will say, I think I have this somewhere later, make sure when you do that you're not clicking share, because unless they have that set to public, which a lot of people do not, your Facebook audience won't see it. It'll just be your common friends. So save the text and save the image and start a new post on your Facebook wall and put it up there. Some people you might want to follow that do great posts. Sarah Marble, she's a nurse. Jennifer Pickett is a dietitian. Rachel Rogers is she's a fitness competitor and health enthusiast. Susan McCall, she's just hysterical. She and her husband, they're so funny. They're diamonds. She's a diamond. He's Emerald, I think. Lori Harris, we call her the fungus queen. She knows so much about yeast and fungus and gut bacteria and gut health and ProBio 5. She is a wealth of information, and she's Diamond as well. Okay, so I know if you're like me, it's so easy to kind of hide behind your computer, and I'm just going to Facebook message people all day, and I'm going to do my Facebook post, and I'm going to text some people, and I'm going to wait for them to come back to me and tell me they're ready to join my team and order. But to be honest, really, it works best if you can see people in person. So first, you're Facebook posting, they're seeing that content, they're seeing how enthusiastic you are, they're reading some information about the products, they're interested. But when they see you in person is usually when they're going to ask you about it, and they're really going to be able to see your true enthusiasm, and then they're going to be ready to move forward. So like I have tomorrow, I'm having coffee with a friend from this group that I joined to help improve, grow my network. And so I'm making all these friends in this new group, and we're going to have coffee tomorrow. We're going to talk about Plexus. Or even if you just say to a girlfriend, let's go have lunch. Really, just go have lunch with your friend. I almost promise if you've been posting about Plexus on your Facebook wall, they are going to ask you about it. If they don't by the end, you can bring it up. Don't make the whole lunch about Plexus. You don't want to lose your friends. But bring it up. Talk about it. They're probably going to ask you about it. The other thing is, I have people cringe when I tell them this. Do try to host an event. And an event can be as big or as small as you want it to be. It can be just having a few girlfriends out to lunch. You just go to lunch and you casually sit around. There's no PowerPoint. You're not standing up. You're just talking to them a little bit about the products. It could be you have 20 people over to your house and you have a PowerPoint and you go through slide by slide all about the products. It can be whatever you want it to be. But again, when you are talking to people in person, it just is so convincing to them. And you're there to answer their questions. So if you want to do an event, your sponsor or somebody in your upline will help you. If you feel like you just don't have enough knowledge to talk about the products, that's okay. That's totally fine. We will either have somebody come in person and do the whole presentation for you or any part of it, or we can have somebody do a Zoom call like this, or FaceTime with you, and they can talk to your audience for you. So you don't have to be nervous about that at all, but they're so successful. I really recommend doing it. So this is basically what I was saying. I think the fastest way to grow your business is grow your network. Make sure that they're seeing your Facebook posts. You're reaching out to them one-on-one with something that personalizes it to them, why you were thinking of them, and follow up. And just invite them to take a look at it. That's really all you're doing. You're just recommending products just like you would recommend a great restaurant or a great book or whatever. It's the same exact thing. The funny thing is, people who are so good at recommending everything, as soon as they know they're making money on it, they start to clean them up. But you don't have to do that, because really you are doing your friends a favor. And they probably would be mad at you if they found out after the fact that you had something that could help them and you didn't share it with them. And also, I have this happen on my team all the time. People are hesitant to share, or certain people in particular they think would be great to have on their team, but they're a little intimidated, so they don't share with that person. And then guess what? Somebody else was not intimidated, and somebody else approached them, and now that rock star is on somebody else's team, or that friend of theirs, or even relative, is now ordering from somebody else because they didn't know that you were selling. And that's happened to me, and it's happened to a lot of my leaders on my team too. It's really funny. We learn. Okay, so I'm going to try to go through this. We're getting there. We're getting there. Making your post stand out on Facebook. It's really, really easy to take some of those cute graphics and just copy paste, and it is great information. Lots of times it's great information, but a lot of times it's just too salesy. And just remember, these are still your friends and your family, and you want to be talking to them like they were right in front of you, and you guys are just having a conversation. Try to make it really personal. Again, the same things I was talking about before, about, just talking about how, wow, I had energy to play with my kids tonight. Thank you, Plexus. That's all it has to be. Make sure it's personal. Target your messages to your audience, to your friends and family. If most of your friends are 20s, 30s. Don't be posting senior citizens as much. If your group is super healthy, maybe don't do so much on the morbidly obese testimonies. Or if you know you do have a lot of healthy people, talk about those testimonies for the people who are really, clean eaters, fit, that kind of thing. Just know your audience. Make sure that you're doing different types of messages, and you'll see as you follow people, you'll see that that's what we're doing. Some of it talks about the company, some of it is product specific information, some of it's funny because that just captures people's attention while they're scrolling. It makes them stop. I really do a lot of posts about all of the healthcare and medical professionals that use Plexus and endorse Plexus, because I think that there are still people out there who think this must be some sketchy thing full of all these artificial ingredients and it's probably going to kill you. And I think it helps a lot to do these posts about the credibility of the people who are endorsing the products and also the credibility of the company. There's a lot there. And then the financial opportunity, I try to make at least a quarter of all my posts about the business opportunity, and really helping people understand why Plexus is different, because it really is different than a lot of those other network marketing companies. Let's see. It's great to friend other ambassadors, not just so that you can steal their posts, but also make sure you're liking and commenting on their posts, and then they'll do the same for you. And what this does is it bumps it up in the newsfeed, because we talked about how the different Facebook algorithms don't let all posts pop up in your friends' news feeds. But the last I heard, if you had 3 comments on your post, it will show up in your friends' news feeds. So you're commenting on other people as a benefit, favor to them, and they'll do that back for you, so that they're talking about what Plexus is doing for them, or they're just saying congratulations on your success, whatever it is. It also helps people have confidence knowing, okay, well, it's not just my Aunt Sally that likes these products. She has all these other people that are using them and likes them too. So just boost confidence. And like I said, you are free to use any post that you see, any ambassador, use, and don't click share. Okay. Then I have people who are so gung-ho. They're ready to get their business launched and they're posting about Plexus, Plexus, Plexus. So you want to make sure that you're also still weaving in there posts that you were doing before. Pictures of your family, talking about what's going on, some of your funny posts, just anything you were doing before, because that keeps your friends and family engaged and wanting to continue to come back and see what you're posting about. Also, just be aware, you don't need to change who you are. You still have your same personality, whoever you are, but just be aware that now your Facebook page is also your business page. So try to keep it positive, try to keep it clean. The more you offend people, the fewer potential customers you have. So just keep that in mind for what it's worth. When you're posting your website, which I do recommend doing when you're new, make sure you don't do it in the post, do it in the comments underneath, because Facebook doesn't like it when you post your website in the post, taking people away from Facebook to somewhere else. Put it in the comments, and I really only recommend doing that when you're new, and once you've been around for a while, people already know that, and you don't need to do that. I would just message people that, or every once in a while use your website. So the people who are too scared to post on Facebook because they've got somebody that they don't want to see their posts. It could be your current boss, your previous boyfriend, whoever it is. That's okay. You can create a distribution list just for your Plexus posts. And I have that. It's called Plexus Distribution. And you put in that list anybody you want to see your posts, and anyone that you don't want to see it never has to see a single Plexus post of yours. So you can ask your sponsor for help. I think I just posted on the team page a video tutorial of how to do that, but it's super easy and it's really worth it. Okay, let's see. When people comment on your posts, comment back. Like if they ask a question, answer it in the comments of that post, and then also Facebook message them, because here's the thing. You will have Facebook stalkers. And I promise you, these people will be reading through your Facebook posts, following what you're doing. They're interested in Plexus. They're trying to decide if they're ready. And they aren't liking your posts. They're not commenting on it. They're not messaging you. You have no idea. I still to this day have that. I have one girl who followed me for a year and a half and could like verbatim tell me my very first Facebook post. I had no idea she was interested, but she was stalking all my posts. So put more information out there because people are watching. And then let's see, continue to expand your Facebook audience. So when you are at your son's softball practice and you're like, oh, look, I just took a cute picture of our kids playing here. Let me Facebook friend you and I'll message it to you, or I'll Facebook message it to you, or I'm going to post it on our team page. Let me Facebook friend you so you'll see it. You can always, everybody's open to Facebook friending nowadays. So just make sure you're growing your Facebook newsfeed. I have gone back through, looked at, my college sorority, Facebook friended all in my alumni association. I was on the TCU Showgirls, Facebook friended everybody in my Showgirl alumni group. It can add up really fast. Let's see. We try not to post prices, except for you can put $34.95 as the join fee. And I already talked about make sure like at least a quarter of your posts are about the business opportunity. Let's see. Oops, wrong way. Okay, this is the last section. So y'all can hang with me for just another couple of minutes. We'll be done. Keys to success. Knowledge is power. Continue to learn. There are so many ways to get information, so many ways to get trained, way more than you even would ever care for, but you can hook into whichever way you like to learn best. You go to YouTube, there's tons of YouTube videos, and we can give you names of different people to watch. There's training calls. My team does training. I always am trying to put training information on my Facebook page for the team. Just try to go through your back office. Great place to get information. Just little bit by little bit. You don't have to sit down for a week and study. Little bit by little bit, you will learn. Really, I'm going to say probably the biggest key to success is to truly believe in the products. I feel like you have to have that belief because people will see through it if you don't. I understand some people might not have that testimony yet. That's okay. Go out there and look at all the testimonies that we have in all these different Facebook groups for chronic migraines, for autoimmune disease, we have Facebook groups for everything. Start reading through those and you're going to see how it's changing lives. And then as you take the products and be consistent and make sure that you're consistent so that you can be a product of the product, you'll have your own testimony and that is going to just shine through. Post away the people who post the most, who say have the highest PV. I will say the people who went straight to the top and are diamonds say that they posted 3 to 5 times a day. Once you have 10 people on your team, you probably want to start your own team page so you can just start communicating with them and you are a leader. Once you have one person on your team, you are a leader. We also try to say this is a part-time business. It really is. It absolutely can be worked part-time. But the key is to be consistent. So try to figure out when you can work your business, what your hours are going to be. It helps to have hours. I'm going to put my kids down to bed at 8:30 and I'm going to work for 45 minutes. Or I'm going to drop my kids off at school and I'm going to work for half an hour. Or at lunchtime, 15 minutes. It doesn't even have to be huge increments. But if you don't plan for it, it may not happen. You just have to be consistent. So if you go for a month and nobody sees you posting, people are going to be like, oh yeah, that was just one of those things that she went through and she's over it now. They want to see, people are watching to see if this is going to stick. Let's see. We already talked about making sure that you educate your customers because happy customers become happy ambassadors. So make sure you're following up with them and also make sure that you're training your ambassadors. That's how you duplicate your team and it grows. I say before the end of the first month of them being on the products, your customers, reach out to them if they're not still going through detox. If they're having any success, reach out to them and talk to them about the business opportunity. And it may just be that they want to get their products cheaper, but you never know because we have dozens of diamonds at the top of the company that say they started to be an ambassador just because they wanted the wholesale pricing and they said they would never sell And then guess what? They loved the products, and they had their friends asking them what they were doing, and they were like, well, actually, I do have a website. You could order from me. Just go to this website and you can order. And boom, they had a business and it took off. So just something to think about. You can add your potential customers to all the different testimonial pages so they can see for themselves what it's doing for thousands of people. And that is really motivating. And then we already talked about training your team. All right, this may be the last slide. So truly go to all the meetings and the events that you can go to. I go to events constantly. I go to trainings constantly because, first of all, every time I learn something, every time. But the other thing is, when you go, it just reconfirms your belief in the products and in the financial opportunity, because it truly is amazing. And when you see people talking about it in person, it just gets you excited. Follow, we have lots of different groups that you can follow on Facebook, and your sponsor can give you those. And we talked about looking at training videos on YouTube, and it goes back to figuring out what your why is, why you love the products, why you're doing the business, and communicating that to people. These are just a list of resources, and you'll have these to go back through and look at. These are lots of different things that have information to help you get started. And then here's your first goal. You're just going to go and try to find 3 customers and 3 ambassadors, and you're going to train those 3 ambassadors to do the same. And that's it. And then you just repeat it. That's all you have to do. So it's pretty easy. All right. I have other things back here that you'll see when I post the PowerPoint. I'm not going to go through them now because I'm going to open it up to Q&A, but you'll see that I have some backup information about how to talk about why people want to become an ambassador, overcoming objections to being a customer or being an ambassador, and also team leadership. So I'm going to go back to Q&A, and if anybody has any questions right now, make sure to take it off mute. I'm only 8 minutes over. Okay. If you're done, if you don't want to listen to the Q&A, feel free to disconnect. But anyway, thanks for joining us. And does anyone have any questions? Or do any of my more senior tenured ambassadors have anything to add? It's really quiet out there. Hello? Anyone? You can also use the chat feature if you want to type any questions you have. And you can always feel free to follow up with your sponsor or with me with more questions.
Just wanted to say that was really great training, Jennifer, and we're recording this as well, so you can go back through it as well as look at her PowerPoint slides.
Anyone else?
Jennifer, did you mention, like with kids, like when we talk about the products with them online and those things?
No, I did not. So that's a good point too. They changed it now that you really are not supposed to talk about using Plexus with kids. We have tons and tons of people who do give Plexus to their kids. But on Facebook, we don't share testimonies with kids, but you can private message somebody and tell them, you know, I'm using, which I do, like I use ProBio 5 for my kids for eczema and for food intolerances. The only exception to that is the X Factor Family Chewable is intended for kids, so you can post about that. That's a good question. Anyone else? No? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining. I hope it was helpful. And let me know if you have any other questions.
Thank you, Jennifer.
All right, sure. Bye, guys.